Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. I've gotten a lot of questions about what I'm going to do with my Kaalia deck after the bannings a couple weeks ago. And I think I'm going to rebuild her into something like this. Also, and I know it's annoying to keep hearing this, but statistically if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video gets fewer subscribers. Kaalia of the Vast is a 4-mana 2/2 legendary human cleric with flying. Whenever she attacks an opponent, we may put an angel, demon, or dragon creature card from our hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking that opponent. Kaalia is one of the boogeymen of Commander. Ever since she was first printed 13 years ago, people have feared her, and rightly so. There are a ton of scary, nasty angels, demons, and dragons in Magic, and I have put a lot of them into this deck. Now, rather than just replacing the 3 banned cards that were in my deck, I decided to look at doing a complete rebuild. Before anyone freaks out about how expensive some of these cards are, don't worry. I traded for most of them or got them at a fairly cheap price. Most Magic players can't afford to go out and drop $1,200 on a Commander deck just because it looks cool. It took me years to build this deck. I have done a budget Kaalia deck on this channel before, and it's a great place to start if that's what you're wanting to do. I'll post a link to the deck down below, but I won't be going over it in this video. Now, before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, Ultimate Guard. Recently, Ultimate Guard released this beautiful playmat with art from Maël Olivier Henry. The mat is absolutely gorgeous, depicting a ship about to meet its fate. Whether you're rooting for the sea goddesses or the ship, this high-quality mat is there to protect your cards and keep them from sliding around. So, check your local game store to see if they have it in stock, or click on the link down below to Ultimate Guard's Amazon store to see if they have it. In order to build a functional Commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Oh, one more quick announcement before we get started. I'm going to be streaming on Musings by Danon as well as Twitch. It'll mostly be Final Fantasy XIV, but you're more than welcome to pop in and talk about Commander. Honestly, about half my streams are talking about manga, anime, or Commander. Our land base consists of Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Reflecting Pool, Arid Mesa, Marsh Flats, Bloodstained Mire, Scalding Tarn, Flooded Strand, Verdant Catacombs, Sacred Foundry, Godless Shrine, Blood Crypt, Spectator Seating, Vault of Champions, Luxury Suite, Sundown Pass, Shattered Sanctum, Haunted Ridge, Clifftop Retreat, Isolated Chapel, Dragon Skull Summit, Elegant Parlor, Shadowy Backstreet, Raucous Theater, Command Beacon, Arena of Glory, Bajuka Bog, 3 mountains, 2 swamps, and 2 plains. I know. Remember, this mana base took me years to put together. For mana ramp, we're running Ancient Copper Dragon, Smothering Tithe, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Conviction, Talisman of Hierarchy, Talisman of Indulgence, Boros Signet, Orzhov Signet, Rakdos Signet, Felwar Stone, Mind Stone, Chromatic Lantern, and Savai Crystal. I know Savai Crystal isn't a hugely popular card, but I'm wanting to try it out. The fact that you can cycle it just in case you draw it late game works well with Kaalia. Our card advantage package consists of Demonic Council, Runescarred Demon, Laisa, Forgotten Archangel, Rakdos, Patron of Chaos, Dragon Mage, Villas, Broker of Blood, Rhea Dawnbringer, Ancient Brass Dragon, Burning Rune Demon, the Immortal Sun, Phyrexian Arena, Wheel of Fortune, Fire Main Commando, Demonic Tutor, and the One Ring. Honestly, I think the One Ring is more problematic than Mana Crypt or Jeweled Lotus, but if it's not on the ban list, might as well run it, right? For interaction and spot removal, we're running Vile Mutator, Angel of Despair, Abrade, Fracture, Bedevil, Angel of Serenity, Anguished Unmaking, Generous Gift, Chaos Warp, and Rakdos Charm. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but don't worry, we have a plan. Our board wipes consist of Balefire Dragon, Blasphemous Act, Dam, and Mythos of Snapdax. If our opponents remove Kaalia, we'll just remove their entire board. The core of our deck consists of Valgavoth, Terror Eater, Gisela, Blade of Gold Knight, Avacyn, Angel of Hope, Aurelia, the War Leader, Master of Cruelties, Lord of the Void, Sarah's Emissary, Terror of the Peaks, Angelic Arbiter, Bloodletter of Aklazotz, Ancient Gold Dragon, Bruna the Fading Light, Gisela the Broken Blade, Obnixilis Unshackled, and Archfiend of Despair. Supporting our plan, we've got Lightning Greaves, Swiftfoot Boots, Flawless Maneuver, Boros Charm, Mother of Runes, Teferi's Protection, and Mithril Coat. Gotta protect Kaalia and the rest of our board. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 48 mana sources split between 34 lands and 14 pieces of rain. A little light, but our curve is deceptively low, so it's fine. That, and we've also got 15 pieces of card advantage, which is a must in Kaalia. 10 pieces of interaction, 4 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate in Rakdos Charm and Bojuka Bog, 1 sudden I win card in Master of Cruelties. Okay, so Master of Cruelties doesn't win us the game by himself, but he does kill a single player. We get around his attack restriction by using Kaalia to cheat him into play, already tapped and attacking. We want to attack a player who is unable to block, maybe right after a board wipe or something. Because he's unblocked, the attacked opponent's life total will be reduced to 1. Kaalia will then finish off our opponent with her 2 damage. Now, Kaalia is a deck that needs as much, if not more, card draw than any other archetype in the game. Everyone wants to draw cards, Kaalia needs to. You're constantly casting spells to keep your stuff alive, casting mana rocks just in case you can no longer cast Kaalia and need to slam big demons, angels, and dragons the old-fashioned way. Or maybe you've got Aurelia out and you're attacking twice every turn and have 2 Kaalia triggers. Because Kaalia puts creatures onto the battlefield tapped and attacking, that means we can ignore any attack triggers or the vigilance keyword, at least when she puts them onto the battlefield. So we generally want to avoid running cards that have attack triggers. Drakuseth Maw Flames is a great dragon, but not for this deck. Meanwhile, Aurelia the War Leader's trigger is. Then again, we can usually just cast Aurelia so that we get 2 attack triggers anyway. Earlier, I mentioned how you want to run a ton of card advantage in this deck. In my experience playing Kaalia, you often dump your hand very quickly. Protections for Kaalia, mana ramp, etc. Once Kaalia is on board, you want to ensure that every turn you have a huge creature to smash into your opponents. So to ensure that, my favorite card in this deck is Dragon Mage. That's right, lowly, unloved Dragon Mage. Attack with Kaalia, slam down Dragon Mage, refill your hand with a bunch of cards, cast any mana rocks that you drew, hold up mana for interaction and protection, repeat every turn. Now, the weakness of a Kaalia deck is that the deck is very reliant on its commander, which is why ramp is so important in this deck and why we're running so much protection. Both protection against board wipes and spot removal. Mother of Runes can be used defensively to protect our commander or offensively to slip her in past flying blockers. Not every deck needs to protect its commander this much. In fact, a lot of decks I have on this channel don't require the commander to win the game. And while we don't need Kaalia to win, we can just cast our creatures the old-fashioned way. She sure does make the game go faster. Do you have a Kaalia deck? What's your secret deck? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Damon. You can have a video made or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Doraya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alex, Borgie, Nazwin, Conga, Aaron, Chris, Robert, Austin, William Pye, Kazaris, Booksu, Patrick, Travis, Naffy, Sean, and Michael. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Damon.